Good morning, world. I have an exciting announcement to make. Yes, we're going to South Africa. Yep, you and I. So, in this particular episode, I'm going to be sharing background about myself, the itinerary for South Africa, the things that we're going to see, who I booked with, and so much more. So you're not going to want to miss any of the episodes. So to do that, like and subscribe to the channel because I'm creating a playlist titled South Africa, and that way you won't miss any of the episodes. All right, so let's do this. So part one, my name is El Benet, and if you read my book, They Made Me Do It, you'll know that I was, yes, raised in a cult. And, later in my life, I was recruited by the Central Intelligence Agency. And, as you know in the book, I wrote that chapter of my life, why, of being raised in a cult, because it really gives the background of how I came to be where I am today, why I live the way that I do. And it was meant to serve as a catalyst for individuals who feel stuck, who feel that they're unable to move past the challenges that they have in their own life. So it wasn't just to share the lows in my life. No, it was to allow the reader to learn how to shift perspectives and use the energy from a negative experience to create a positive outcome. And that is why I shared what I did in that book. And so, using the mindset, here I am. The reality is, understanding that we're always creating. There's never a moment that we're not creating. And, working where I did, while it was beautiful, it was dictating what I did, where I go, how I got there, because I was allowing money to run and operate my journey. And I was finished with that. I wanted to lead. I wanted my desires and my heart to lead the way. And so this fully step into that spiritual realm took me leaving my job and me dictating what I do, how I do it, by just simply having the desire and fostering and cultivating that seed and allowing it to grow. So that saying, that book, saying he knows what we want even before we think or ask, it's so true. Because getting to South Africa, I didn't even want to go to South Africa. It wasn't even a desire or a thought in my mind. My brother, he would play the channel, The Real South Africa, and he would say, "Hey El, look at this, look at South Africa." And I would walk past it, have no desire. But that's what that Bible verse means. He knows before we even think or ask what we want. And so when you begin understanding that you're constantly creating, you're a magnet, you will magnetize your good to you. I now realize that I created that whole scenario. My brother watching that was for me. Because over time, it would speak to me and it would speak to my heart. But it was just a seed that was planted. And now here you are with the flight book to South Africa and on your way to an exciting new journey in your life. I didn't know how I was going to get there at all. Didn't even think I wanted to go. But my higher self did. And this whole channel is about allowing the inner guide, your inner wisdom in you, to lead the way despite what you think, despite not knowing the how. You holding the frequency, you being positive, that is the how. That's allowing the how to get to you. And so that is the background of how this trip even began, with my brother playing this YouTube channel on, the Real South Africa. Me going by the screen multiple times a day and finally it resonating, and now I'm sitting down on the couch next to him, and we're both watching the video, and it's really beautiful, beginning to understand how we create and reconnecting and remembering our powers and ability. So that is the background about myself, how this entire journey, when it was an embryo, a fetus, nothing that I even desired. So just wanted to share how that begins, the creation process begins, and take you further along in the journey with me. So thanks for staying for part of this to hear the background, and we're going to learn a lot more. So now that you and I, we're no longer strangers, let me introduce you to a reputable tourism company, because that's very important when we're going to be traveling from continent to continent. So let's go.